Hello everybody, welcome to the next episode here of Ascending the Tower as we climb that Elo tower from 1600 all the way up to the moon, I hope. We're coming in today with that real spicy pick that I told everybody that was following me on Twitter about. We're coming in here with the Quilladin. Now Quilladin had some excellent coverages here on the Retro Cup, as you're about to see. If you stay clear here right to the end of the video, you can see what he can do to opponents that are of super effective damage to him. So if you want to stay and check that out, I guarantee it'll be worth the watch. But as always, if you enjoy the content, please smash that like button or hit that subscribe button. You don't have to, but doing so helps the channel out immensely. And any like or subscription that the channel receives, I'm very appreciative of. As always guys, that's the fade here. Enjoy the video. Welcome here to the next episode of Ascending the Tower. This little team you see here is actually pretty spicy. Not many people would have seen during the opening days of Retro Cup that Quilladin, the second evolution from Chespin, actually had really good coverages on the meta. The moves that we rolled in here was with Vine Whip, Energy Ball and Body Slam. Then we had Snorlax as the safe swap, which does change halfway through the video here because I was seeing too many ice leads. So we have the Lick and Body Slam there on Snorlax, and then as the anchor we had Froslass with Powder Snow, Avalanche and Shadow Ball. Now we'll get stuck into this first battle here. You'll see Quilladin comes out on the lead against an Abomasnow, which is a horrible matchup. We'll stay in a little bit just to farm a bit of energy, because those Powder Snows add up big time, and if you can get to a Weather Ball before I get to a Body Slam, it's bad news because I'll have to use a shield. And he does, he beats me to the first charge move there, so I'll have to use a shield. And then we can get that Body Slam off and hopefully try and bait out a shield from the Abomasnow. And we've managed to get that shield, so that's huge. We'll switch straight out into the Snorlax and start charging up that Body Slam on the big boy, who doesn't get really bothered at all by too much ice moves. It has to be a heavy hitting one, not Weather Ball. So an Avalanche does good amount of damage to a normal typing. And we've gotten that second shield, that's huge, and he's quick swap straight out into a Jumpluff. That's a really spicy pick there. The Jumpluff doesn't really do much damage here to the Snorlax. It'll only have Aerial Ace and probably Seed Bomb, neither of which do a great deal of damage to a Snorlax. He's probably switched out because the Body Slams don't really add up on a Jumpluff. Now what are we going to see? We're going to see an Aerial Ace, and the Aerial Ace does about the same damage as a Body Slam, to be fair. So it would be a race to the finish line between the two of us, and it would be a silly move on my part to actually use the last shield that I have. I think I'll let this one go, yeah, because I've got the Body Slam waiting there. They've got no shield, and they've gone with the Energy Ball, so they caught me off guard there. I'll come in with the Froslass here and just get the super effective damage all the way to the end of the finish line here. We were not able to farm down, unfortunately, but we're sitting on a ton of energy here. That's got us in a really good spot. So the Abomasnow is going to come in with charge, so it might come in straight away and try and hit that Weather Ball or maybe an Energy Ball. That would be the smart play from them. We'll have to wait and see what they're doing. They're waiting out the switch clock here, I assume. And they brought in the Abomasnow straight away, but they've gone for a quick move there instead of going straight for the charge move, and that's let me get to the Shadow Ball here, which will be doing a good amount of damage on the Abomasnow there. As you can see, it takes him straight down. And no protections here for the Mew, one Shadow Ball, and that will be game over here for our opponent. Very good game, well played. There's no stopping that Shadow Ball because the Froslass farm is huge with that Powder Snow. And that Quilladin at the front there, he stood tall, took some damage off the Abomasnow there, which put us in a good spot. So the team does feed off each other really well. As you can see, this one I've changed the lead to Snorlax. So we've got Vigoroth on the lead against the Snorlax, which is a bad matchup for me. I'll try and hit that Body Slam and then dip, because it looks like they were saving up to possibly a Bulldoze. So we're going straight for that Body Slam here. Then we're going to switch out to Quilladin, because the Body Slams and the Bulldoze won't be doing anything to the grass typing here. I mean, he is only a second evolution, so it doesn't have a high rating of defense, so even if it's a super non-effective move. It still does do a bit of chunk damage. We managed to draw out the Marowak here, so hopefully this Body Slam will force a shield. I don't. If they're smart enough, they might be thinking that he has a Body Slam, which does literally nothing to a Ghost typing. So we'll have to try and get to that Energy Ball here, which will do still not effective damage, but it'll do more than a Body Slam. And we let one slip through there, so that's a little bit of damage that went by. The Energy Ball comes in, it does a good amount of damage there on the Marowak. We won't get to another charge move, so we'll just let him drop there. Now we're coming with the Snorlax, we'll be doing super effective damage on that lick. We don't need to use a shield here because the Shadow Bone, Shadow Club, Bone Club, all of it does nothing to a Snorlax. As you're about to see, absolutely nothing. Now we're going to be able to, are we in a position where we can lick down this Marowak? No, unfortunately not. So I will have to use a shield here because I need to keep some health on this Snorlax. Because I don't know what's in the back. If it's something like a Hypno or a Psychic type, then it's bad news. Because we already know what the other Pokemon is. Vigoroth is back, so we switch straight out to the Froslass here. And that's drawn out their Pokemon that's in the back here. So we're going to try and bait those shields out here with Froslass. Because if they don't shield this Hypno even with an Avalanche, it'll be going down. So we've got the Avalanche going off here. We might be able to get to a second one before they can reach a Shadow Ball, which would be pretty huge to get rid of both of their shields. That's a mistake on my part. I should have just gone straight for the Avalanche there and not the Shadow Ball. The Avalanche would have drawn the shields out quicker. They have to shield this or this will be Hypno's end of day, and they've done exactly that. So that's a move coming in here on Froslass. I'm not sure if I shield this yet. No, it wouldn't make much sense to shield that. I've got enough health on Snorlax to close this out. Super effective damage on the licks and the multiple Body Slams stored up. We still do have Vigoroth to deal with. So we'll have to wait and see if we're actually able to get rid of this Hypno. We've got that last shield up here, so we were able to save both shields here till the end, which is huge. And he's dropped his, oh, that's extremely unfortunate. Doesn't look like I was able to get to that Body Slam. And that's the end of the game. My opponent managed to outplay me there. Very, very well done. That moves us to 1-1 here. So now we have the Talonflame lead here on the Snorlax, which is relatively good for Snorlax. Body Slams won't be doing a great deal of damage, but they'll be doing enough to warrant shields because Talonflame is extremely squishy. The standard play you see with people that use a Talonflame in this situation against a Snorlax is they'll go for the Flame Charge first and then they'll try and get the Brave Bird off where your defense when they've got a raised attack, because they need to do that against a Snorlax. You would have had enough for a Brave Bird here, so I've shielded it, expecting probably a bit of a mistake on my part. But if he's going straight back-to-back Flame Charges, that's a bit silly. And he's done that, and he's drawn both my shields out, so that was bad playing from me. So I'm down two shields here already. Flame Charge wouldn't have done much to a Snorlax. And we managed to draw out that first shield from our opponents, so we need to try and get that second one before they can do any more damage, because a fully charged Talonflame here will be doing quite significant damage to what I have in the back. Will we be able to lick down? Yes, because of how slow the animation is there on Incinerate. So Hypno's in, and we're going to change straight out. We've saved him with 1 HP in the Body Slam, and that could be big at the end of this game. Now we need to get to that Shadow Ball real quick. Oh, he's managed to get the change out on the Zangoose. When that happens, guys, and you see it, just don't touch anything, because you can still keep a bit of charge if you don't touch anything. So the Avalanche will be doing significant damage to the Zangoose here. There we go, and this will be getting rid of the Zangoose. Unfortunately, that leaves me in a position where the Hypno can come in and farm down again. Yeah, that's unfortunate, really. We've got no shields. We will have to bring in the Quilladin here to try and get to that Body Slam. An energy ball will be doing more damage. If he has an ice punch or fire punch, which is most likely here, that'll be doing super effective damage, so I only need to do 2 of them to get rid of my Quilladin. So we've got to try and farm up as quickly as possible because these confusions really add up on a Quilladin, especially from Shadow Hypno. Now we're looking here at a good bit of body slam damage there. We'll get a bit of damage in, and we've got that body slam saved up here, and because confusion is so slow, that quick switch will give us the win here. So I managed to come back from a double shield deficit to win this matchup. So we managed to use the best from all 3 of our Pokemon to come back from a big hole there at the start from bad decision making on my part, really. So I will leave that one onto interpretation. It wasn't my fault that it got that far. So we've got Quilladin back on the lead here against an Altaria. So we'll leave the Quilladin here because the Dragon Breaths, they do chip away, but they don't do a great deal of damage on a Quilladin. So Quilladin's going to come straight in and try and hit as many body slams as possible, because they add up on a Altaria for sure. If you can get to 3, then that would be the half health of the Altaria done by the end, and that's forced the switch here, which has brought out the Medicham. So we will be able to land some body slams here, which will be resisted a little, but it'll still be doing good enough damage to maybe warrant the opponent to shield. They'll probably be expecting the body slam and they'll let it go. But we will be able to get to possibly a second one before they get to a Psychic or anything like that. No, unfortunately not. We've done enough damage here where we should leave the Snorlax to drop, and they've just gone for an Ice Punch, so that'll give us a chance to get to another body slam here. So this might force the shield from our opponent if they want to keep the Medicham standing. If they don't, the Medicham's out. And that's the first shield down from our opponent, so we can happily let Snorlax go down now. And that puts us in a really good spot to come in and farm down with Froslass here, because we can use a shield. But I mean, if it's a pup, it wasn't worth my shield, or even if it was an Ice Punch, it wasn't worth my shield, so I probably shouldn't have shielded then. I was more concerned of it being a Psychic because they'd farmed up enough. But Dugong coming in here, we'll throw the Avalanche to get that last shield off our opponent. Probably shouldn't have touched anything. And they let it go. That was very surprising. I was not expecting them to let that go. I was expecting the shield, I was expecting the Shadow Ball, so they called the shield bait there. So now we've got the Shadow Ball coming through, which does significant damage there on the Dugong. I would like to be able to switch the Quilladin here to get a bit of farm, but the ice from Dugong does way too much to a Quilladin, as you're about to see, because I do actually switch in. So those ice shards, that's a legacy move on Dugong, that adds up big time. I've thrown the energy here with Quilladin. I know Froslass is in the back with no energy. And this is absolutely the best situation here possible. We've drawn that shield out with Quilladin, now we'll let Quilladin go down and we can come in and farm down with Froslass here. Because we'll be doing about 3 or 4 Powder Snows to knock out the Dugong, who's energy dry. And now we have 2 Pokemon to deal with no shields and loaded energy on a Froslass. You'll be able to see the damage that she can do here. So Froslass comes in here with the Avalanche. This will be one-shotting this Altaria right here. Look at this. Kapow! Look at that. See you later, Altaria. And now we've got Medicham coming in, and this will just be a farm down. If it's a pup or an Ice Punch, it doesn't do anything, and 1 more Powder Snow and this game is over. So Froslass is an absolute deal breaker in this Retro Cup. If you don't have one, I recommend building yourself one. Mine's not the greatest. It's got pretty bad combat power for 1500, which is unfortunate. But we're now moving into the next game with the Raichu lead against Snorlax, and the Volt Switches. You've got to be wary of the Wild Charge here. The Wild Charge actually does do considerable damage to a Snorlax, but I've let it go, and they're probably running Wild Charge and Brick Break. There's your Brick Break, which will be doing super effective damage because of the normal typing. So we'll try and farm up to 2 Body Slams, because Body Slams do heavy damage to a Raichu. So we'll shield this one up. And if that's the Wild Charge now, we might be able to get a Body Slam on a weakened defense. And they've just gone back-to-back Brick Breaks, which is unfortunate, really. They managed to sneak that Volt Switch through because of server lag, which is very irritating. And we've drawn that first shield. We'll go straight for another Body Slam. There it is. They've got a second one, so they're going to have 1 more Volt Switch, and they'll have either a Wild Charge or a Brick Break. We've done that second Body Slam here, and we've not gotten the second shield, which is unfortunate. we will be letting our friend here, Snorlax, go down, because this will just be a brick break. It'd be a waste of a shield to keep Snorlax up with that much health on and no energy. So bring in the Quilladin here to farm down. We will be sitting on a possible body slam here, and if this Charizard lets it go, we'll be doing a massive chunk of damage. It does heavy neutral damage to a Charizard, and most people won't shield it because they think it's a grass type coming through. So bang, look at that damage from a body slam. That is humongous. Now we'll get the force charge out, and we are loading up on energy already, so we're just going to go straight for a bit of an overcharge here. We're going to throw that avalanche to try and get that last shield off our opponent. They will be expecting the Shadow Ball because I overcharged, so hopefully it gets that shield and that'll leave us with a bit extra health, but they didn't do it. Oh, that's unfortunate. So now we're in a position here where we probably just want to let this go. Yeah, we'll let that go, and now we can come in and farm down with the beast that is Quilladin. He's 2-on-1 here. Both have shields. We're playing for the full farm down here, because we know if we can get to 2.5 or 3 body slams, we'll be taking that Charizard down. So here comes a Hydro Cannon, so that means that Blastoise is now energy dry, and we can farm down from this situation here, everybody. The Hydro Cannon was one fast move off coming through there, and now we've got these body slams to just slam dunk all over this Charizard. Watch this. This is Quilladin going to work here on a super effective enemy. If there was a blast burn on this Charizard, this would have been game over already. But if you have a look at this, this is going to be an absolute slam party. Look at this. Bang! See you later, Charizard. We got one more to come in, and bam, there it is. That's game over. You just saw a grass type dunk all over one of the strongest fire types in the game. So we got Quilladin here just dunking on fools. Look at that. Boom! He's gone. This is a very spicy little pick there coming in from Quilladin. He had really great coverages in the Retro Cup so far. As you can see with that body slam, he's able to take down Charizards. He can beat Ninetales, even though these are fire types and he's a grass typing. The body slam does such heavy neutral damage on these fire types that you can stand in there with Quilladin and win the match. I mean, you just saw at the end there that he took out 2 of the strongest Kanto Pokemon in Blastoise and Charizard, and it was a one-on-one shield match. Getting that farm down on Blastoise, who had one more fast move to come out, and he would have had the Hydro Cannon. That would have ended the game right there, especially if you had Hydro Cannon Ice Beam. Because a lot of people don't know that Blastoise can run the Ice Beam. The negative to Blastoise is that unfortunately it takes him forever to charge up, and in comparison to a Swampert or something like that. So that probably drops him down in the order of where you'd want to have him. Swampert's definitely the best Hydro Cannon user in the game. So as you can see, that Quilladin there was a very spicy little pick, everybody. I quite enjoyed using him here. We went 4-1. The one that I did lose was winnable if I didn't make a couple of mistakes in there. If you're watching the video, tell me what mistakes I made in that match down below in the comments section. I'd love to see everybody's feedback. See if you thought that I made the same mistakes that I did. But as you can see, the way the game ended there with that Charizard getting dunked on by Quilladin there, geez, that was nice. Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you want to help the channel, smash that like button. Also, if you look down in the buttons below this video, you'll see one that says subscribe. If you can hit that button too, that'll help the channel out huge. And down in the description, you'll see a Discord link to come join the Salty Crew server, where we have raids, PvP battles, all kinds of fun going on there. So make sure to check it out. But as always, that's The Fade. See you later. Hey everybody, my name's The Fade. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube video. I stream weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheFade with a 4 and a 3. Weekdays Monday to Friday, 9:30 AM to 5 PM CET. Be sure to drop by the stream and give it a look.